Hey Leos, and welcome to your December 2018 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead as you are embracing and embarking on a lot of new changes. Coming into this December energy, I'm quite proud for what I'm seeing for you all because you are really being uplifted, I feel, perhaps through some slightly difficult circumstances, but it's good. I'm actually not upset to really see the Tower or Ten of Wands or Justice reversed in your reading this month because you do have strength. You do have, I'm actually liking Seven of Wands for you as well. There are a lot of things that really uplift you through adversity this month. Not to say that you all will be facing adversity, but every sign this month in December really has to see a lot. As I feel like you specifically are waking up in December. It's like you wake up and you smell the coffee or you see what is actually going on, and then you're able to really make decisions based on what you're seeing, because it does feel like for the past few months, perhaps Leo has not been able to see things for what they are, or you've been really trying to make the best of a failing situation, and you sort of wake up in December and realize, okay, I've got to make the best for me. In fact, you're probably coming out of late November feeling like things are just a little bit off, like you're waking up in the morning and you're not feeling placed in your reality, perhaps even feeling just a little bit out of body, or like depressed or anxious. There's a sense of just not feeling connected to where you're at. As you are working on your health, it feels like maybe you've been working on your health for a while, or you've been working on thriving wherever you are. I know I've spoken a lot about that on my channel, like being able to thrive and adapt to whichever situation. But it doesn't feel like that's what it's about now for you, Leo. It feels like it's about constructing a situation that thrives in and of itself. So anything that contributes to a lack of thriving for you is going to be really hard to face right now. And you're going to see Tower type of situations and Ten of Wands type of situations emerge when you're pursuing situations that never can really see you thrive. So yes, I do feel like relationships will be tested this month. I feel like jobs and career will be emphasized in the way that, is it something that you love? You know, like, do you love the person that you with? Do you love the job that you're in, at least sometimes, you know? Or is it really high majority of dislike or disdain towards what you're pursuing? Those types of things will be very emphasized this month. And I do feel that you're very supported throughout that emphasis. I am so happy that you have strength in your reading. It is your card. It is such a wonderful energy for you to embrace, you know, finding strength through adversity, finding strength through feeling as if there are many beasts to tame in your life right now. But is that how you treat everything? Is everything a beast to tame right now in your life? When something lashes out at you, or when something becomes really difficult to work with, is your automatic reaction to solve that or to fix that versus perhaps to go the opposite direction? A lot of the Leo trauma cycle deals with abandonment right now, actually, and over the last few years. So you can see that rather than abandoning a sinking ship, or rather than walking away from something which will never be good for you, you try to make it work, or you try to heal what is there, even if it's only something within them, for those of you that this applies to relationships with. And you see that you never let yourself go, or you never let yourself walk the other direction because you can't see yourself possibly abandon someone regardless of what they're doing to you. So I feel like the first step to making December a better situation for you is to be able to discern and make a judgment call on the reality of your situation, on the reality of your relationship and your job, and really be able to like tally it up, make like a pros and con list or something where it's like what bad has been done to me, what good has been done to me, and really being able to look at that in like almost like a King or Queen of Swords way. I wish that that energy was here for you this month. All that you have for court card is Knight of Cups, so we're like in our feelings, and also King of Wands, so very much in feelings and desires and not so much in like logistics, you know. I do feel like you need to look at the logistics this month. King of Wands is reversed, so it's not a time to be like feeling with your drive or feeling with your desires or your ambitions. You've got to be able to logistically look at what's going on and make a judgment call. Like that's what this month is feeling to me like, is a judgment call about like, am I going to stay in this situation? Am I going to go? Am I going to allow it to crumble? Am I going to keep it up? Because it does just feel like there's a lot of expectation from others onto you right now. Perhaps Leo is the most expected of sign right now, because that Seven of Wands and Ten of Wands strength, like you look like you're really strong. People think that you want to take on their burdens, or people think that you want to fix them, and they kind of come at you oppositionally with an expectation for you to shoulder their burdens. And that's something that's got to change for you, Leo, because you do have that power, you have that solar radiance within you. So people are automatically attracted to you because they feel how much energy you have, and they think, wow, that person has a lot of energy, they can help me, they can do something for me, you know? And I feel like that's a lot of the type of person that you've pulled in lately. And it doesn't mean that everyone in your life is that, or it doesn't mean that every person in your relationship sector is that, you know. I'm sure that a lot of you have really wonderful people, but I think that every Leo has at least one person who's really close to them right now who just really wants to take from you and really wants you to build them up, like really wants to stand on your shoulders. Like I get the image of someone drowning and you try to rescue them and they're like holding you down to get their own breath, because they can't swim, you know. Knight of Cups energy, you know, you're swimming right now, Five of Cups reversed as well. You're surrounded by pessimists, you're surrounded by pragmatists and pessimists, it feels like. And Jupiter's gone into Sag, you know, Leo. I hope that you guys have seen that video. I'll put it in the top right-hand corner. But Jupiter is in Sagittarius now. This isn't the time for pessimism or pragmatism. This is the time for optimism. And you are truly an optimist at nature, but I am not seeing that in this reading. It's time to reforge that. We've had Jupiter in Scorpio, and that has definitely nurtured a tendency towards pessimism, especially in you, since it's like a square angle. But now is the time to start rebuilding that optimism and to start trusting once more, and to start trusting that you are strong enough to really build your way out of any type of difficult existential crisis that you might have been facing, because that's really what you're coming from. It's like the aftermath of existential crisis that you're going through right now. It's not really going on anymore. It's not really surging anymore. But how do you react after that? You know, dealing with abandonment, dealing with bereavement, and then how you choose to prioritize people in your life when coping from that is something that can create a lot of tower type of situations to come up. And you just have to remember what strength you have and how you want to see yourself and how you're transacting your energy between yourself and others right now. But there are definitely positive messages here as well. I'm going to go ahead and get into the week to week, and we'll see specifically what is coming up. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I have a bit of a cold right now. Hopefully my voice doesn't sound too crazy, but I'm here anyway, and I'm reading through these energies, getting these videos up. And let's see anyway, though, for the week to week for Leo, week number 1, you have the Tower rooted down by King of Wands reversed. It feels to me that something has to be very squarely faced head on that is like an issue in your life right now, so that you can start to thrive and be optimistic with the Jupiter and Sag energy. To me, King of Wands reverse rooting down to the Tower says to me that you can't like dance your way through this difficult situation. You can't really just go at it from a completely positive point of view. Like, you really have to face something, because you're called to do this in the future. Like, you're going to really be dancing through life, and you're going to really be flourishing through life over the next year. But how does what's around you right now prevent that? And how can you at least question and reconcile anything in your life which prevents you from this King of Wands energy? Because you are King of Wands energy, Leo. So if an energy that is you is reversed, I feel like you don't have confidence that your own strength or your own personality can get you through this. It's like I have to change myself, or I have to succumb or concede to other people's notions in order to be loved or in order to be thriving. But that's always going to be incorrect, because you can't turn off your own flow of energy. That's what brings in illness. That's what brings in disease. And you can naturally change when it's right for you, but you can never change or concede to the needs of others because they want it. And I think that you're being asked to change. That's actually what I'm seeing coming forward in this reading, actually, now that I'm getting into it. You're being asked to change or expected to change by someone in a way that is not authentic. And you're almost doing it. And that's what kind of hurts me to see a little bit for you all, because you're thinking, I would rather inauthentically force myself to be something I'm not than lose this person, or then be faced with that series of abandonment again, or even potentially risk this existential crisis to crop back up. Hello, Tower. That's what happens when that comes in. The Tower energy will come in. The universe will say, I will destroy this situation before I allow you to inauthentically change yourself for the egoic necessity and lack of recognition of another person's own wants and desires within themselves. And it's hard to see yourself, Leo, wanting to sacrifice yourself just so someone else can be distracted from their own inner turmoil. And that's what I want you to ask yourself when you're moving through this month and you're doing things for other people, or you're trying to help other people. Am I helping them, or am I just serving as a catalyst of distraction from their own turmoil? And is that karmically a good thing to do? You know, to prolong to prolong their misery and make it add up. And it's almost like karmic debt, you know, like, okay, I'm not going to feel it right now, but it's going to build with interest, you know, and it's going to have to come up in the future. That's why a lot of the chaos I feel has come in, is because Leo is really good at distracting people, like really good at distracting people from darkness, because again, it's solar energy. And whereas you create the shadows, you also hide them when you're bright enough. And other people realize that, and it's like a very hot commodity. You know, everybody wants some of that Leo light. Everyone wants some of that solar power in their lives and want that sense of distraction and sense of ease that you do bring with you. But people also realize that they kind of pay it back in the future, and that kind of makes them fear you, and then you kind of don't really know how to proceed, that's what actually becomes very easy over the next year. You're going to know whose life to go into. You're going to know who can handle this energy, who can channel it in a strong and healthy way. But it's just right this second, you really have to sit down and ask, okay, are people around me channeling this in a healthy way? Is this something that's good for me? Is it something that's good for them? It just needs a logistic type of understanding, and that's how you move through this month most powerfully. So yes, first week you can see that anything which is not authentic, anything which is hinging on the turmoil of others, really falls through and really does not last. And you see like the breaking point of relationships. Yes, if the relationship is all about someone else's turmoil and your conscription, I want to say, to be in charge of solving that falls through here. But for those of you in healthy relationships, you know, you can see something with like family come up, or you can see something relating to where you want to be in like the environment you want to have. You can see that it starts to fall through if it's not right for you. That's the only thing that the Tower does. Don't be scared of it. It's not just like a random curse or a random like omen just for fun. It only serves to purge and cleanse the things which would ultimately kill you in the first place. And yes, sometimes we get very attached to things which threaten us. It deals with our own like death and life drives, you know, the whole like Eros Thanatos complexes, the polarity type of paradigm. We do get attached to things which hurt us. The Tower merely comes in and says, no, you're not going to hurt yourself. I'm going to take it now so it doesn't kill you later. That's all that it does, and that's what's coming up this month, Leo. Don't be scared of it. Week number 2, you have 7 of Wands rooted down by 10 of Wands. Look up, take a load off your shoulders if you can. Try to release in this week versus feeling like you have to adhere to everybody's needs. Again, you're very like desired this week, and you're also very called upon, I feel, to be like a bit conscripted. Like people are really wanting you to help them like do these like arduous types of tasks, it feels like. And I would recommend that you maybe say no to a few of them, or allow yourself a bit of rest and relaxation, because there's just too much energy being spent that week. Way too much energy. You also feel like you can't say no to people right now. You also feel like if you say no to people, that they will make your life a lot harder than had you just said yes and sacrificed your energy. Do you see how destructive that is, Leo? How destructive and like Tower calling that type of thing is when you don't feel like you can live in your truth. To live in your truth would be to make things more difficult for yourself. Definitely have to look at those types of things that evoke that type of feeling during that week. Because yes, you can have a bit of argument, or you can have a bit of like not knowing what decision to make as well. Sometimes I kind of interpret 10 of Wands as not knowing what decision to take, or what decision to make. So you're like carrying them all, and you're trying to make every decision. You're trying to do everything. And then you just see that everything falls through. That's the Tower comes up. A lot of the time after the 10 cards, the Tower comes up. I've noticed that type of rhythm, just because it's too much to take on. Like you can't be in 2 places at once, you know, but you're kind of trying. You're kind of trying to be in 2 places at once, physically, spiritually, and that's just like that introduces illness and disease if you're not careful. Week number 3, you have Knight of Cups rooted down by 5 of Cups reversed. Much more watery. You go from a complete fire week to a complete water month. So you're polarized. You're feeling a little bit volatile. Your feelings might be a little bit hurt from what's happened over the first half of the month, and you know we're moving into holiday time. Some of you may have had the breakup, and now you're facing holidays alone. I would definitely challenge you to see how strong that is, though, or to see how much you're actually resting and regaining health, versus like regaining health by being away from an extremely abusive person and hurting yourself by like missing them way too much, or hurting yourself by thinking, oh my god, I'm alone on the holidays, like basically being given something just to take it from yourself. So yes, third week Leos, just give yourself some emotional peace, please. Like you're in charge of it. You can do it. It's almost as simple as that. Emotional peace, give it to yourself. Not too pessimistic. Look at your glass half full if you can. Rather than like wanting to slash away the full glasses again, look at justice reversed and how the sword is like right where the full glasses are usually in Five of Cups. It's like you're taking away your full glasses. So don't do that to yourself, you know. Week number 4, you have strength rooted down by Ace of Pentacles reversed. So there is strength in loss. You know, you do feel like something might be a little bit taken. You feel like, oh, that person that I really wanted isn't here anymore, or that job that I really wanted is probably not going to work out, or, you know, I've not saved as much money as I wanted to. And you realize, wow, like I'm really strong though. Try to find strength in like your misgivings, because for some reason there's a pessimistic like jaunt within you right now. I don't really know why that is. You're usually quite optimistic, but there's something that's like really finding the difficult aspect to everything. Not going to be for everyone, but strength in and of itself is such a such an optimistic energy. Solar plexus energy, that yellow background. All the cards in the tarot which have yellow background are like very solar plexus oriented. So it's your only one this month. So the 4th week does show you some motivation and shows you some ability to rise above this and to tame like the real beast here, which is your, oddly enough, like self-sacrificing tendency, which has very oddly emerged lately. That's the real beast to tame right now for you, Leo. If I can get my words out here, it's a little bit hard to communicate your messages this month. They're a little bit hard to articulate, I will say. So there could be something coming up with throat chakra as well. So how is communication for you right now? How are you voicing your truth? Are you voicing your truth? Are you living in a bit of a lie, perhaps? That could happen for some of you. So definitely think about that and think about how you can communicate your truth more this month and how important that might actually be to you. Perhaps good to like be around Scorpios or to be around signs which really value the truth and sort of see like how that's helped and hindered them, and just sort of like come at it from a new perspective, because it's almost hard for people to communicate with you right now. It's hard for people maybe to be truthful with you right now, and that's on them. Like, I'm not making that okay. Like if you were like lied to or something and that's been like a majorly traumatic thing, I'm not saying it was okay for them to do that, but how do you reward honesty from those that you love? Sometimes even if someone tells you the honest truth and it's not what you want to hear, you have to be supportive of it because it was honesty. Like when you don't support the honesty of others, it does tempt them to lie, and that is still on them. But we're just kind of talking about what leads you to being more happy right now, Leo, and whether or not it's on them or not for lying. Like, you need the truth. So definitely think about how you react to the truth of others, and does it discourage them from being truthful in the future? It's food for thought, and it's very tied into your own trauma centers, your own trauma past, and what you're currently healing from. And I feel like the 4th week really helps you to heal from that as well. And your central theme for the month, Leo, is justice reversed. So, you know, you are feeling out of balance just a little bit. And the magic is, though, that you can bring it back in by realizing this imbalance. Like, that gives you the answer to reestablish balance. So I don't want you to be freaked out about it. I don't want you to, like, go crazy over feeling like something is, like, out of order, out of whack. It could feel like a bit of a detour in a way. We are coming out of a Mercury retrograde. From Sag to Scorpio during the beginning and middle section of this month. So it is a very justice reverse type of energy. You might feel like misfairly treated. You might feel, misfairly? You might feel like unfairly treated this month, and you might feel like, you might just feel like the odds aren't in your favor. But that's so impermanent and so like not how things are going to be for the rest of the year by how you react to this now, and by how you don't let it define you, and how you don't let like these things which might have at one time really gotten to you, like get to you in the same way that they would have. Like, you're so much stronger now, and you might be called to actually use some of that strength here and now. Also, try to not be too focused on the justice of others or like fairness. Okay, so fairness in your own actions is always important, but try to not be too focused on what other people deserve, where you see someone treat you bad and like all your mind can really think about is how they should be treated bad, or how like bad things should happen to them because something bad has happened to you. Too much focus on the negative karma of others will manifest said negative karma into your life. So try to watch out for it. Sometimes it can be a bit compulsive, especially coming from the recent Jupiter transit that we've had. It can be a bit compulsive to think about people who've done you wrong reaping some type of repercussion for that. But it just over prioritizes that experience and can lead more of them to come in, because the universe really capitalizes on conscious thought. You might have realized, or you might have noticed, it really capitalizes and follows through on what we're thinking about each and every day. And you always see like the next domino fall regarding like whatever you're like really spending a lot of your time thinking about. So you spend a lot of your time thinking about like difficult things that have happened to you, or like the difficult things that you would like happen to other people, and you start to see that such things are numerous in your life. Like even if they're not affecting you specifically, it's just like it's not a great time to cathartically desire bad things to happen to other people. It's really nice to think about good things happening to other people if you want something good to happen to you. But overall, just again, don't be too concerned with others' karma, like the karma of others. Like that's the only message. Like just be concerned about your own experience. Like be a little bit selfish this month, Leo. Like you're pretty good at that if you want to be. It's a good month to be quite selfish, really. Not in the way that you're mistreating other people, like not that sort of like selfish where you've like told someone that you'll be there for them but then you can't do it. Try to not also try to say what you mean and mean what you say this month. That's another thing, again, throat chakra. So rather than like signing up or committing to some sort of terrible like 10 of wands experience and like canceling the day before, like try to just not commit to anything that you know you won't be able to do. Although it is still better to cancel than to force yourself to go through with it. But yeah, that's just a message that comes through strongly. Try to own up to your word and try to be strong to your word this month, and you will see like much better results come through. Anyway, it's a bit of a maze, Leo, this month, I will say, but you're coming through it much more strongly than before. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, rising sign, as that will be probably an easier message to come through to you this month, just because your energy is a maze this month. And sometimes you find the most incredible things there. That is true. And you really hone your mental and puzzle solving skills by going there. It happens to everyone. Try to not worry too much about it. But we will be talking soon, Leo. If you get the chance to subscribe, like, and comment, I would so appreciate it. I love your energy. I'm a Leo rising, so I'm like working through this maze a little bit here and now too. Actually, a bit. It is a bit of a maze, I will say. But there are bright sides to it. It's not, I keep hearing the universe say, yes, it's a maze, but don't worry about it. Like, you're good. So yes, subscribe, like, comment if you get the opportunity. Check the description box below. I have some cool things, which I won't go through right now, not to bore you or waste your time because you have work to do, Leo. But yes, check that out if you get the opportunity, and we will be talking soon. I have a lot of things coming. Hit that bell notification by the subscribe to get notifications when I post. We will be talking soon. Much love. Bye.